Welcome back, guys. It's your boy Max Pax. It is now July, so you know what that means. It's time for our June monthly business update video. Now, I'm not really going to touch on TCG Player or eBay side of things. I know I've done that in the past, but it's just too much work for me to kind of go back in and kind of look at what I've sold. And to be quite fair, I'm not really that worried about that. This is about building a website, selling Pokemon cards, and building a business, not really selling on TCG Player and eBay, because anybody can do that. My mom can do that. Your grandma can do that. It's a lot harder to build out your own business, your own website, your own brand, and that's why we do a monthly update, how sales went, what we're seeing in the Pokemon market, etc. I will, however, talk about them when it comes time to tax time and we do like a year in review update type of deal, but I got some time to do that and I got to dig deep into the archives for stuff like that. Now, what really matters, our website. How did the website do? Well, thanks for asking, Cupcake. The website seems to struggle past that $4,500 a month mark. I've reached that pretty close to that multiple months this year, and every time we just kind of fall short. Now this month we would have been a little bit lower, but I got a restock of Chinese booster boxes, which right at it was like June 29th or June 30th, just sold like $1,000 worth in one day, which was pretty close to our all-time record of sales in a single day. Our record is like 1.1. We did just over $1,000 that day. So pretty cool to hear, but that really saved the month. And because of that, it gave us tied for our second, maybe like a three-way tie for the second or a two-way tie for the second best month we've ever had. We sold $4,400, like I said, just shy of that $4,500. And you know, I was hoping we could get the 5K this month. Maybe we could get the 5K next month. Well, now in July, maybe, but summer slowdown's starting to really hurt us. Summer slowdown's hurting everybody, hitting everybody. So maybe we look into buying more, and maybe, you know, this fall when things start to cool down a little bit. I don't know about y'all, but in the southeast here, it's like 100+ degrees with the humidity just makes it unbearable to be outside. So maybe that helps a little bit. I don't know. Maybe people are just already out of the country or other places on vacation. Who knows? But the summer slowdown is hitting us, and it's hitting us hard. A lot of English stuff has not been selling. It's been sitting. Chaos Rising has very slowly been selling. Nobody wants the sealed cases of booster boxes or anything like that unless you cut a big percentage out, and I'm not willing to do that because then I can't make any money. Don't understand why people think they can get percentages on sealed cases when that stuff's nearly impossible to find unless you are a very large shop that has connections, etc. So into some statistics for the website. Our average order size was just over $275, and that's up 20% from last month. That is awesome to see, awesome to hear. I believe I positioned the website to basically incentivize people to make bigger purchases, because I have $10 flat rate shipping, and you know, if you get something bigger like a UPC, it might be like $15, and if you know you live in California, it might be a little bit more expensive, but stuff like that, it incentivizes you to purchase more because the shipping never changes. It only changes when you buy the bigger item itself, because you know, I shipped a small box to Santa Clara or something like that, California, and it was $11, and it was like a 6x6x6, and it was like a pound or 2 pounds. It was a very small order, and it was $11 to ship that there. Now, if it was more expensive and I had to put signature or insurance or something on that, it would probably be closer to $30. So yeah, every time I ship to California, I get bent over. And I mean, that's just what it's going to be. A lot of my customers are in California, and I appreciate the smaller orders. That way I'm not getting bent on shipping. But for the rest of the country, it benefits you to place a larger order so you can break that down across multiple boxes. Like with these, they'll be $10 to ship, but most people don't just buy one. They either buy one of each or 5 of each, etc. And you know, I can fit these into a relatively small box, and the $10 to ship that helps you out because you can break that down across, you know, whatever, 10 boxes, let's say, and now it only costs $1 to ship a box. So that's the thought process there, and I'm glad to see that a $275 average order price is there. That's great to see. For customers, we had 15 customers this month. Some of them ordered multiple times. That's pretty average. I want to say we're averaging anywhere between 10 to 15. Same thing with orders. We're looking somewhere between 12 and like 16 on average, depending, you know, if there's a big release like Ascended Heroes, we might have did like 22 orders that month, but 15 customers, 10 were brand new. and only 5 were returning. So either the 5 that were returning found another shop that does something better than me, or they found cheaper prices, or they're taking part in the summer slowdown. Now the 10 new customers, that is awesome to hear because it's very hard to get new customers, but at the same time, it's hard to get returning customers just because of the nature of how much competition are in the Pokemon or is in the Pokemon industry, especially right now. So 10 new customers is fantastic. Where did they come from? Organic reach. Can't beat that. You don't have to pay for advertising, which I've only paid for 1 advertisement ad, and it didn't give me any orders. It got me like a shit ton of extra people to the website, but nobody that actually placed an order. So A, the content wasn't very good, which I already knew that, and B, I think I threw $20 on it, wasn't either A, enough, or B, it didn't reach the right people. Whatever it was, pretty much not gonna do that again because I'm not big enough for that. I don't have enough profit margin. I'm not built, nothing like that. So I'm not gonna spend money on ads. Organic reach without spending money on ads is fantastic. And so this was higher than ever before. 5 of those 15 sales were direct. 4 of them were from Google, so people just typing in maxpacks.com, or I guess it's more like people typing in card shops or Chinese Pokemon cards or Japanese Pokemon cards or Ascended Heroes ETB, whatever it is, people typing that in and finding my website on Google, which last month somebody told me that I was like on the 3rd page. Hopefully SEO, Google, whatever their search engine stuff, puts me on the 2nd page, or maybe eventually I'll be on the 1st page, but at the bottom. But that's just growing the website, growing traction, growing everything all the way around. I also got 3 people from YouTube. Now, my YouTube content hasn't been getting a ton of views lately. That could be because I went on vacation. The algorithm was like, hey, screw this guy. He didn't post for a week. Or maybe I just don't post algorithm-friendly stuff. I have no idea, but I'm averaging like 25 views a video, which kind of sucks. And at that rate, it's going to take me forever to get 4,000 watch hours. Not really sure how to get people to watch videos. I don't really understand YouTube's algorithm, and content I'm just very bad at making in general. Very consistent, but very bad at making content. Also, that shows that making content does help. Remember, if you're going to make a business, if you're going to start a business, you are now a content creator, because making content equals sales. No content, no sales. Found that out last month during vacation. I got 2 from Reddit as well, which was interesting. I still don't know who posted my link or where my link is posted, but somebody is helping me out there on Reddit, and I appreciate you. 1 was unknown, so that's unknown. Normally, direct sales are the biggest number. This time it was actually Google, so the most amount of money out of that 4,400 came from Google orders. Kind of cool to see that for the first time ever. So now you might be asking, Max Packs, what did you sell to get to those numbers? Thanks for asking, Pumpkin. The best-selling item, of course, were the Chinese gem packs, believe it or not. Now, I have a crap ton of them in stock, ready to rock, so I shouldn't go out of stock for quite a while now. Hopefully we can blow through these and, maybe we can get Terrastal Grand Gathering. Haven't been seeing a lot of people ask for it, so I'm probably not going to grab it. I do know that I would be cheaper than all of the other big PokeTubers because I only take a 13% margin. It looks like they're taking a higher margin, or their suppliers just taxing on them. I don't know. But nobody's asking for it, so I'm not grabbing it. And I don't want to hold on to a bunch of Chinese boxes at, $80, $90, $100 price point. I've had that issue in the past, and I'm just not willing to do that again. Between the 2, Gem Pack Volume 4 has actually been the highest grossing one. Now, the issue with Chinese is making sure it's not resealed and making sure it's a legit product, not fake. If you're not going to buy from me, which I think I have probably the better pricing around, but if you're not going to buy with me and you're going to buy with somebody else, just do your due diligence, make sure they're legit, make sure they have whatever the security seal and the wrap looks fine, make sure the cards are actually legit once you open it, etc. But yeah, do your due diligence, make sure you find a legit seller. I mean, people are on eBay all the time, and a lot of the sales on eBay are fake, so just be prepared for that. So, in terms of what physically sold the best, that would be this bad boy, the Ponyta box. Chinese Gem Pack Volume 4. I sold 10 items on the website. I sold a bunch locally. Now, in terms of dollar amount instead of quantity amount, that would be Chaos Rising booster boxes. Unfortunately, I'm sold out of the booster boxes. I still have, I think, 2 ETBs left and like 6 booster bundles. And unfortunately, we are still waiting on Wave 2 to arrive. Hopefully, I can get some more booster boxes in. But, you know, it might crash the market. I might be in the hole on that, just like I'm in the hole on the PC ETBs I was trying to sell. And finally, our next best selling item was Chaos Rising ETBs. This is in terms of quantity as well. And like I said, we only have 2 of those left. So yes, Chinese actually sold the best this month. It honestly was a surprise to me, but Gem Pack Volume 4 and Gem Pack Volume 5 have the hype. Gem Pack Volume 5 has the Captain's Pikachu, and the Gem Pack Volume 4 has the exclusive art Ponyta. These are $45, I believe, and these are $30 on the website. And honestly, I think being that they're just cheap boxes in such an expensive market with exclusive artworks, and they're really chaseable cards. You know, the Captain's Pikachu, definitely. The Ponyta is a cute card, you know, a Gen 1 Pokemon where, you know, old heads, 30-year-olds plus, are going to want the card because it's a Gen 1 Pokemon. It's what they grew up with, and it's a beautiful looking card. So moving forward with Chinese, like I touched upon earlier, Terrastal Grand Gathering. It's basically Prismatic Evolutions, but it has a exclusive Sylveon in it. If I don't get enough requests for it, I'm not gonna buy it because I have to buy a case at a time, which is 20 boxes, and figure $100 a box, that's $2,000 I have to send over to China. And you know, when English comes around and it's time to buy some English stuff, you know, Pitch Black is right around the corner. I need that funds to buy the next set. So for me to sink it into Terrastal Grand Gathering and only sell 2 boxes or 3 boxes, now I have 17 boxes sitting, figure $1,700, I can't move that money somewhere else, and I can't take the L on it by fire selling it. So it's like, what do I do here? You know, so I just sit on the product, and then I can't buy as much English stuff, which I'd rather have English stuff to begin with. There's just a larger market for English products, and over time, English goes up. So even if I get stuck with it, I'll make money long term by it sitting on my shelf as inventory, essentially. Chinese wise, I'm still going to stay away from the really cheap sets that don't really have any chases. Yes, there are some even cheaper than $30 a box that really don't have a chase, or they don't have any exclusive artworks or anything like that. And it's like, why would I want to buy that? I don't think it would sell well for me. I don't think people would want to buy that just because there's, like I said, nothing really to chase. You can just get it in English, and the cards in English usually aren't that expensive to begin with. Now, moving on to my local sales. If you haven't watched my previous videos, these are usually done through Facebook Marketplace or Facebook groups, or just some connections I have that may already have my phone number, etc. I really only track these because of taxes and for this video, but in June, I locally sold another $940. Now, remember last month, I almost reached $7,000 in local sales. I think that substantially lower amount can be attributed to 3 different things. Me being on vacation, visiting my hometown and family, not having a backlog of content to post the entire time I was away. Remember, no content, no sale. We said that earlier again. So I think this substantially lower amount can be attributed to 3 things. One being that I was on vacation, visiting my hometown, friends, family, etc. 2, summer slowdown that is happening with everybody, people being on vacation like myself. And 3, not having a backlog to post while I was on vacation. And, you know, I did have some stuff, but sometimes I was just dead tired. Sometimes I was just busy and didn't get around to posting that day or whatever. So because of that, no content, no sale. Remember that. No new customers or new people are going to find you without there pretty much being a new piece of content every day, without, you know, them potentially seeing you on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. No new people see you, no sale. Sure, you might have your returning customers, your regulars, whatever you want to say, but if they've already ordered, you know, 5 boxes of these, odds are they're probably good for a little bit. And if you're like me and you absolutely suck with content, YouTube, social media, it's going to take daily content to even get monetized and slowly build traction and slowly build your business and slowly get more customers, because you're not going to get the views, you're not going to get the watch time, people aren't going to care who you are, what you do, etc. All right, guys, so in total, we sold with local and through the website right about $5,400 worth of Pokemon cards this month. We did have a larger transaction for the Pokemon Buys Me a House fund, but I don't think there's a lot of content to make, so we'll see where that video kind of ends up. That will be coming soon. As always, plenty of helpful links in the description of the video. My website, shop it, help support me. Join the Discord, free 99. If you don't want any Pokemon, if you don't want to spend money, it's literally free. Just join the Discord, chit chat. Helps me a ton, helps get other members active and chit chatting and talking as well. And join the email list for when we drop Pitch Black, 30th anniversary, Rayquaza set, and whatever else comes after that. I will send you all an email. I usually only send 2 a month. Right now our email list is too big for me to send 2 a month. I think we're at like 200 and some odd people. I can't remember off the top of my head. I used to always send 2 emails a month. Right now I can only send 1 a month because, as nobody knows, myself included, you have to pay to send out emails. So right now I pay like $10 a month to send out 500 emails a month. After that, I can no longer send emails. And I think the email list is like 200 some odd people. I don't remember the exact number. So as more people join, I can only send 1 email out a month. Eventually, I will need to buy more. Effectively, I would have to spend 1.5 times what I spend now. So that would be $25 a month. And I think I get 5,000 emails, but I don't think I'm large enough to effectively do that. You know, why do I need 5,000 emails when I only have, whatever, 250 people? So I'm gonna wait for that to get a little bit bigger. Hopefully it goes on sale and then I can purchase more of those emails, and then I'll send out, you know, maybe 2 or 3 emails a month as, you know, I get restocks or products show up, etc. That's all I got for you guys. See y'all on the next video. This is Max Pax signing out.